Don't know where it goes. I'm on a road. Follow your heart. It won't let you down. Follow your heart. Take the steps beyond your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. Welcome to the ranch. And actually, you are not here first because Billy actually beat you. Yep, we come early to the ranch. And so I welcome everyone to the ranch for those of you who haven't been here before. I'm on a quest around the globe for the best of for the best Americana music that we have. And we have artists from Canada, British Columbia. We have people, we're talking to people from South Africa. You know, we are spanning the globe to find you really good indie music, because being an indie artist is it's its own endeavor, and it's a labor of love. And there's some really, really good stuff out there that I'm trying to spotlight. So we are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, a really cool indie platform where artists can, put their music up, really showcase their music. There's podcasts there, video casts like this one. And this one goes out across over 7 platforms. And then it grows from there. Then it's uploaded to some other things. So those watching tonight, you are interactive, as you just saw. And we can see what your comments are. So if you have any questions for us, comments, I'm going to throw them up there. And we're going to bring up our artist that she's a spitball fun. I love her to death. She's one of these artists, again, that we travel in so many different circles. And finally, we get to have a really nice chat, which I'm really, really happy about. So the wonderful Efren Dawn Ricks.
Hello. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so thrilled that we actually get to sit down and chat. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Finally. Yes, you're right.
Because we're both ISA, which is this big organization of indie artists. And what I love about them, Dawn, they actually support indie artists and recognize indie artists with awards and support and direction. And
they do. I think it's really become a good close-knit family for me. Actually, I've met some of the greatest friends I'll probably ever have in a lifetime through the ISSAs. And I love that the support is year-round. I love that it's global. It's it's all positive stuff usually. I mean, within our own group, it's always positive. We're voting for each other. We're cheering each other on. We're streaming each other's songs. I mean, however we can do it, however we can support each other. And we're also there behind the scenes, which is nice too, when you need some prayers or you need some extra help with some things.
And people, when you hear the industry, you don't think about how close-knit an organization can come. They see us, being very competitive and stuff, but I never compete with my female friends, my female artists. It's all about how to support each other. And that's what's making these indie artists really shine.
Yeah, I do. I fully believe that. And I like to do the same. I like to cheer each other on. And I think, we all are different in our own ways. And that's what's so special about it. We all basically, you stay in your own lane and you just cheer each other on. And like sometimes we have a slower season than someone else, and that's okay. You just keep cheering because, sometimes we're on fire and sometimes we drift down a little bit. It doesn't matter. We're all working our tail ends off behind, and a lot of people don't get to see that, especially on social media.
I know. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes. There's so many highs and lows, and you're feeling good. Then you get these few text messages and you're like, what? And
yes.
You have an entire organization of people that you're networking with to turn to and go, what do I do with this? And get some real advice from somebody who's going through it with you.
Yeah, it is nice. And you know what I found too is sometimes when you reach out to other people in the music industry, they're a little hesitant to share things. But what I did find within this organization was I've never had someone withhold something like we're just there, like we're basically an open book. Like if you needed guidance on how to do a TikTok video, or if you need it, like I don't do TikTok very much. I'm totally computer illiterate basically. But what I'm saying is whether it be how to get your song published, or just sharing radio stations that are picking up indie artists
Right.
music. However, everyone seems very open and overly willing to help, and that's important to find those people and kind of hold on to them.
Yeah, it is. And I've been with Tammany, I don't know when you joined exactly, but I've been with her for quite a few years. I think when she first started, she was this very small organization. There is no harder working person than Tammany Dove in this industry.
Wow, I've only been part of it for a few years, and I had never met her prior to the awards the one year, the first year I went, and but even without meeting her, she was no different than when I did meet her. She was still that open and big hearted, and just baby, I'll help you, and honey this and but she really does. It's incredible when you actually take a moment just to realize what all she does do, and her heart's in it. She doesn't do it for her own personal recognition or to pat herself on the back or make it about the show or the awards or this. It's never about those things. It's always about the artist.
Yeah.
The songwriters, the people in the organization, and I think that's what makes it that much nicer.
Yes. It makes it, and it sets the tone for the organization, because I do belong to different songwriter groups, and there is like no organization like this.
Yeah. The other thing that was impressive, and I need to say this because it really did impress me, was when the first time I went to the awards, just how classy and how organized, how professional, how smoothly it ran. There was nothing elementary about it. It was all top notch. From the time you walked in, or even arriving, from the time you arrived, you walked in, from the red carpet to the end, to the after parties.
Right.
Everything is just really professional, top notch, and fun and very welcoming. That's another thing, was sometimes you've been invited to events, or I'm sure gigs or award shows or whatever, and you can tell a difference when you walk in and you feel welcomed, as opposed to walking in and feeling like, am I at the right place? And
that's true of award shows and parties and events, and it's true of when you're playing live. You walk in and take a minute and you get the beat of the place like instantly, like, oh, okay, here we go, or this is gonna be a fun one, or
you can feel the energy. And in my experience so far, it's all been a very positive experience for me, and that's why I keep going back. And I also think it says a lot too for gold winners who aren't even able to re-compete for another year or two. They're still coming back to support and show up at an award show. That says a whole lot, because not necessarily, I mean, once you win and you can't even participate really for a year or two, it's kind of like, why would I? Some people could have that mindset, but because we all are very supportive, they still keep showing up.
Yeah.
Nominated, not nominated, a winner or not a winner. I mean, people are still showing up, and that definitely says a whole lot.
Right. So it also speaks to the other side. We found an organization that's supportive, but it also speaks to how big the indie, how much is involved in being an indie artist. Starting with a song, and then you got to get the song out there, and then you got to find your audience, and then you're your own label.
Yeah. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't really see. And there's so much when people are asking, well, they must have helped you do this, or your team did that, or you did, or your, so and so did that for you, or the label did that. Well, there are a couple things that you might have gotten help with. The majority of the time, I'm just out there saying it like it is, the person is doing it themselves. They are, 2 and 3 in the morning sending out emails they didn't get to do throughout the day. They're finding some good promoters that actually follow through and do what they say they're going to do. Reaching out to sending thank yous to radio stations for playing their music when typically they probably don't get very many thank yous, and posting your stuff on social media, trying to connect with your audience, trying to stay interactive. And then along with having your family and your work or whatever else, there's a balance to it. Sometimes it's hard to keep all those checks and balances in line.
Right. But all this going on. So let's talk about the music, because all this going on, and you have to find time to get into a mindset to write a song. I mean, you just don't it's a creative process.
Right.
So we're starting with Worlds Collide. I think that's a great place to start, because it is worlds colliding when you're a songwriter.
Right. Worlds Collide. I'm glad that you brought that one up. I loved Worlds Collide. It was pitched to me through Eminent Music, my label, and they had sent me 2 songs, and the other one we'll talk about later. But this one here was just fun and upbeat and just that feel good kind of song. It's how kind of like opposites attracting, and again, it's like worlds collide. And I loved it. It's one of my favorites. And again, it's one of those feel good, driving down the road, crank it up, window down kind of songs.
And those are sometimes the hardest ones to do.
Well, depending on what mind frame you're in, let me tell you. Yeah, sometimes, and this yourself, singing some songs at certain moments in your life aren't quite as easy as they might be another time. And especially if it's
happy now.
Right? It's hard to think about being so in love and giddy when maybe you might have just had a breakup, and vice versa. So, Worlds Collide came at a good time. I was in a happy place, and the recording turned out great. The label put it out, and we won some awards with it. And again, it's probably one of my fans' favorites.
All right, we gotta listen to this. All right.
Driving down a one-way, I had all my plans laid out. Didn't need a rear view, didn't have a single doubt. Everything for me was all decided. Then suddenly I'm blindsided.
Dawn, we kind of look like carpool karaoke there.
That was perfect, right? Exactly. That was fun.
Oh, it was fun. Oh, everyone watching us. This is On the Ranch. We're with Dawn Riggs tonight, having a blast. Some great music heading your way. Again, this is going across 7 platforms, so it's all interactive.
Wow.
Yeah, we could see all of your comments. So let us know where you're watching from. I'm up in Pennsylvania, Eastern Pennsylvania. Dawn, you're in West Virginia.
I am in my home state with family, and the weather here is like 80 degrees today, so I'm not complaining at all.
Well, the tornado watch was a little hinky.
What's that?
The tornado watch was a little hinky.
Oh, yeah. So listen, so 2 nights ago, we were awakened by a tornado warning saying to take cover. And where I live, the bathtub would be the only cover with a mattress over top of you. So that was kind of scary. But then today, it's 80 degrees. It's beautiful out. Next thing you know, the phone alarms are going off across the TV screen saying, warning, 60-mile-an-hour winds, hail, the whole nine. I'm like, what in the world is happening? Mother Nature was really confused.
Yeah.
But now the sun's back out again. It's beautiful. That kind of just hit for a second and then bypassed us. So right now it's beautiful.
Oh, looks great there. We had a perfect day here. We're going to have another one tomorrow, and then I think we're getting some nastiness. So, you know what? You take the good when you can, and you count your gratitudes, right?
Right, exactly.
So now that one you said was given to you by your record company,
by Eminent, Eminent Music. Chaz Childers is the CEO there. He's also the producer, and there's a lot of great artists that are with Eminent. A lot of people that are in the ISSA. That a lot of great artists who've been nominated. Dusty Lee is one of them. Corey Grubb, Dave Nuda. There's a bunch of them that are also a part of the ISSA.
Are they an indie label as well?
They are. They're not the major label. It's just kind of the next bump up from not being on a label to being on a label. And it was crazy. I was fortunate enough a couple years ago. I had just recorded Tennessee Miles and then a duet, I Want to Be Holding You. And those 2 songs were ready to go. And I had been in communication with Chaz, and we had talked several times. And what was so nice about him was that he wasn't trying to sell me something. He really was just interested in knowing who I was, what I stood for, what I was about, and if he thought the label could do anything for me. That's very hard to find, because usually people are really quick to jump on board to try to sell you something. And this gentleman was not that. And he has not been that way. And everything about being on the label has been a blessing, but I don't want to deter you either, because the truth of the matter is it's up to you to do the work.
Right.
And the extra support, the added name, the extra little boost is nice, but you're doing the work. Now, don't get me wrong. They do work also, but in a different way. Right. But we still have to promote our music. We have to still be the one to enter the awards and to do the shows and do the gigs and all of that. So for younger folks out there who may be in the mindset that, you can sign to a label as an artist or a writer or however, and it's all, I'm good to go now. No. That's not how it works. I also think, I'm going on a little rant, sorry. I also think too, it's important to never take for granted any opportunity that you're given. And whether you're, just starting out, or whether you're 40, 50, 60, 80, or maybe this might be your last rodeo or your first one, it doesn't matter. Never take any opportunity for granted. And always be appreciative of it. Even if it ends up being a train wreck, there was a lesson in there, and there's networking involved, and you learn. And I think that's what's kept me going for so long. Even I have those days I want to throw in the towel. There's a lot of them. Actually, this morning it happened 3 times. um, but the work comes along with it, and there are labels, and there are I think are you with Big Records? Are you a client of theirs, or some? Anyway,
I have been working with them.
Okay, so we've all worked with different people at different times, and we learn from them, and we grow from that, and we continue to go in some way, shape, or form. But what it all comes down to is you.
Yeah, and it's true. And that's why I wanted to clarify about the indie record companies, because people think, oh, she has a record label. Oh, she must be rich, and it's like, and I'm like, folks, we're still only getting 0.0003 cents a stream, okay?
I'm laughing at that, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I have something really funny to tell you. Okay. Someone in my hometown was laughing. They were like, "Hey," they were like, "How?"
Billy's they said, "Opportunities can lead to other things." So Billy's got a point.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Opportunities can lead to other things. But someone in my hometown was laughing. They were like, "Well, my gosh, you must be making money with Tennessee Miles. It's won a lot of awards or whatever else." And I was like, "Oh yes." I said, "You want to know what I bought with the money?" And they were expecting some outlandish comment, and I was like, "A personalized license plate." And I said, "And a slice of pizza." I was like, maybe the next song around I could buy the whole pizza instead of just one slice, but it got me a personalized license plate.
I'm still waiting for my money for my 2 releases that I did. There are certain perks of going with a label, and how you release your song is one of the perks. Releasing on one of the bigger platforms, Sony Orchard, versus some of the indie ones. But I have to tell you, because you're not one of their big artists, like, they don't want to know your name. I'm still trying to get money from them. Like, they don't answer email. They just don't care. Like, give me my $1.25 now. I'm telling you right now. You owe me. I need my coffee. Stop.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, but to Billy's point, I think you should take up opportunities. Like I did 2 radio interviews over in Spain. I had to get up at 4 a.m. I don't say no. All right, what does Paul say here? Awards of credit equity. Yeah, which is great. Somebody recognized us, but doesn't always pay the electric bill or the power bill. And Paul knows, because he actually he's a graphic artist, and he has Archie comics and Mattel toys, and
that's fantastic.
Love, yeah.
Well, and it's true. A nomination, an award, any recognition, even an invite to a radio show like this is always like the bonus. That's kind of the icing on the cake. But when you peel back those layers, we still need to make a little bit of money to keep those lights on, like you said, and to be able to pay our bills, and that's the reality of it. And that's why so many of us, we work our tail ends off in our music, but there's something else that we're also doing to try to make the money. Like I do hair, or or try to do, or the singing gigs. Like, we rely on that stuff for some type of income, and we put out a lot more money than what we're taking in, but it's also something we would do for free, obviously, because we love it.
But here's my point too. I think artists need to stop playing out for free.
Oh yes.
Because this is my job. It takes me hours to, even if I have to write a song, it's going to take a long time. But if I'm learning a cover song with my band, it takes hours.
Yeah.
I have to put stuff together. Hours. I'm using lots of equipment that I'm bringing with me.
Yeah.
And you want me to do it for exposure?
Well, there's a lot to be learned, and people don't know what they don't know. And there are many, many venues out there who will always go with the guy who's going to cut them a break. And there's also those bands out there who just cut them a break because where they are is where they're going to stay. And so they don't mind shortchanging the gigs, because that's where they're going to be 20 years from now. They're going to be on that same circuit, going around. I watch it. I see it. I've been part of it, at some point. someone told me one time that it's, you can be nice and giving, but choose wisely how you do that. And your time and your talent, it's valuable. The hours you put into it, the dedication you put into it, the creativity and all that, you are worth more. And what I have found, it's been very, very hard when you're, when you're kind of, your heart's in, you're like, well, okay, because you know them, or you're in a situation and you feel like, well, yeah, I could probably cut it down a little bit. Either have someone else handle the contracts for you so that you are the face of it, but the other person is going, that's $1,200, that's $2,000, however, right? That we can't do it for less than 500 or 750 or, however, you can get out of it that way. And what I found is the minute that you realize your value, not in an egotistical way, but in a realistic way, you will start charging and being okay with the folks that say they don't want you. Because what's going to happen, they're going to see across town that you're playing for exactly what you ask for. They're going to see that that place is packed. They're going to feel those effects, and later they're going to want you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. You're going to miss out on a lot of gigs. And don't get me wrong. If your electrics do, go do the gig if they want to pay you a little bit. But stop doing it for free, because one, because you're worth more than that, but two, for the rest of the people who are working their tail ends off, if we could all like link arms and say no more free stuff, period, it would help us all, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to think, like, down south, when I gigged down south, I played for tips at this one bar. I'm like, all right, nobody knows me. And I can tell you, they were a lot more generous than they usually are up north. There is more of a supportive musicians as a livelihood type mentality.
Right. I also think it depends on where you play, because some people go out to venues and they don't really care who's playing. They're not there really for the music anyway. And I get that. But yourself, when you show up at those places where the people really take in the music, they actually hear your lyrics. They actually feel like you're getting that energy back, and it's more of an intimate kind of atmosphere. Right. Those are the ones who, they'll fill your tip jar. Yeah. They'll even offer to pitch in towards your gig money, because they're there for another reason. They're there to have a good time, but they're mainly there for their appreciation of our craft, which is a big difference than some of the places you're playing. They don't know who you are. They don't really care who you are. They just want to drink and have a good time. The later it gets, the more tired you get, the more drunk they get, the better we sound. Sometimes they tip, sometimes they don't, right? The reality is we do it because we love it.
Right. Good or bad. So it sounds like a great segue for painkillers.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
And the ups and downs of the business, and we do it because we love it. There's no other choice that we have to do this, but there's nothing to say that we can't use some painkillers.
Exactly, right.
Talk to us about this song. Is it one that you wrote? Was it one from your label?
All right, no, I didn't get to write this one. I feel like sometimes you come across a song where you feel like you've been in the room with them as they were writing it, though. And this one was pitched to me the same time Worlds Collide was. And it was going to come out before Worlds Collide, actually, but it did a switcheroo, and I'm glad it did. Painkiller is basically a song about pain and missing someone so much that you are just literally begging for something to come along, not necessarily a person, but just kind of give me anything to help make that pain go away, or their memory be gone, or however. And of course, in the song, it's talking mainly about, don't say a word, just help me say goodbye. So literally, she's like, she's down to her last resort, and it may work and it may not, but it's kind of like she just found someone for the evening to fill the void, to be her painkiller, just basically not to really, don't say anything, just kind of help me get through this moment, And I think when it comes to heartbreak, I think it's very relatable, and it's relatable for whether you're a female or a male. We've all been there. And personally for me, I've had the last several months where the song must have been waiting just for that moment for me to be experiencing it when we released it. Yeah. And I just think if you close your eyes and you listen to it, that it will actually take you back to a moment where maybe you didn't want to get out of bed. You wanted to cry and just kind of feel the pain and kind of get through the pain. And I don't know. That's about all I can say about the song. I love it. I think it's so real, and it's definitely relatable.
All right. We got to listen to Painkiller.
I'm not looking for a hero, not looking for a friend. I'm not looking for nothing that'll break this heart again. I'm not looking for answers that I haven't found yet. I'm just looking for something that'll help make me forget. Just be my painkiller, one night heart healer. Give me whatever you got that can make this hurt go away. Tonight you can be the one to kiss my lips and leave me numb. Whisper in my ear, make them disappear for a little while. Just be my I tried before. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But I got a feeling that missing him will kill me if I don't. Just be my painkiller, one night heart healer. Give me whatever you got that can make this hurt go away.
And that is such a good song. Welcome. We are back on the ranch. We are being produced by Blast Music 24/7, which is a really great indie platform for any artist to showcase their materials. A lot of other DJs are always scrolling through there for their shows. So it's a really great place to check out Blast Music 24/7. We are across 7 platforms. And if any artist is out there Americana country artist and you want to be on the ranch, there's that annoying thing scrolling down there. And I'll tell you what, fill out a form. It's really simple. I get back to you and we make it happen. And I know you're working with Eminence, so spread the word, that I'm in the search for great Americana music. And that's one thing we really haven't talked about is your style of music, because there's a lot of different styles out there. Why Americana? Why country music?
That's a really hard question because I love several different genres, and I have released songs in different genres. The country, and I'm guessing the Americana kind of thing is more of that tugs at my heart. That's kind of, probably where I belong. But in the studio, I was told that I'm really a rocker at heart.
Oh.
And then someone else told me that I should just be doing more gospel stuff. And honestly, if I couldn't do what I'm doing right now, I would love to be on Broadway. I am a show tune. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? It's very hard to say or kind of place me someplace because I just love it all. I do. I just love it all.
Oh, that's good. And you definitely have a good spirit. I can see you on Broadway. Ball energy.
Oh yeah. One time I was in Nashville with a friend and their friend, and we were just all hanging out one evening, and they were just kind of challenging me on songs, what I sing or however, and it was like a couple hours in, they were like, is there a song that you don't know? And I was going all over the place. I was singing show tunes to Jennifer Nettles, to Donna Summer. You name it. I was rapping. I was all over the place. And, it became an ongoing joke. Like if every song that would come in, I'd start to sing. They're like, oh, here we go. It's karaoke night again.
That's fun though. And I love when people sing along. I know some artists don't, but I love when people sing along.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's all good stuff. So, okay, where else are we going to go? So, your last one that we're going to get to in a little bit is Want to Be Holding You.
Yes, I Want to Be Holding You. There's a little bit of a story behind it if you'd like to hear it.
I would. You know me.
Okay. Well, here's how it came about. I was walking through the airport in Nashville, and it was around Christmas time, and I heard this angelic voice singing "This Christmas," and I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds just like the guy who sings it. And I'm walking through the concourse, like following my ears, going, this is amazing. Who is this? And I popped around the corner, and their entertaining was Billy Gaines. And I'm like, I swear this has to be the same guy. Like his voice is just amazing. So long story short, that was the last song he did. And then I went up, I just shook his hand, I got a card. And then while I was waiting for my flight, of course, I do what most people do. And we hop on social media and find them and see who they are, what they're about. And I had no idea of this man's repertoire and what all he had done. And if you don't know him, you need to look him up. Billy Gaines, okay? You're going to be blown away, one, at his talent, but also his credentials. He's just amazing. But anyway, so I had reached out later and sent a message and said, I'm Dawn. I did meet you at the airport. What an amazing voice. That was it. Next thing you know, I get a song pitched to me from Corey Lee Barker. And I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds just like the guy that was just at the airport. So I sent Billy a message and said, hey, I just got this song sent to me. And what do you think about this being a duet? But I swear it sounds like your voice being on the song. And would you ever consider singing a song with me? And he said, absolutely. Little did you know, within a couple weeks, we were in the studio with Justine Blazer recording vocals. We had no idea, but we both lived in the same apartment complex at the time. Here we were neighbors. He was in one building and I was in another. It was absolutely insane. we did win an award or so, and we put a lyric video together. We embraced our fans and our family, and we had pictures that were in black and white and color from the 40s, the 50s, 60s to current. It was just the most beautiful love song ever. And then we got to shoot our own official music video as well. But what a beautiful love song. Perfect if, whether male, female, whoever, if you want to earn some brownie points, you should stream the song, download it, and send it to your loved one as soon as you hear it, and they'll be very happy. It's just a beautiful love song.
Well, talk about taking advantage of opportunities. I mean, he's just kind of singing along in the airport. Some artists won't even pay anyone the time of day,
Well, let me tell you, don't be surprised when you go through and you see these people playing at Tootsie's or playing by the coffee shop, and they're in the concourse, and you think that they're not someone. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. Look them up. You are going to be blown away. I mean, I was with Billy. I mean, he had just been starred in Kathy Lee Gifford's musical film that they put out. He's been a famous gospel artist, a Dove Award winner, I believe. I mean, the man is just amazing. I can't say enough good things about him. And he knows every time I interview, I just go on and on and on about him. And he gave me permission. It was okay. But he's just, I was very blessed for him to be able to, for him to participate in that song with me. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future there's not another one, because our harmonies just blend it so well. And I was surprised. I was happily surprised, and I'm really happy with the way the song turned out.
Oh, that's such an amazing opportunity. Well, let me get to that right screen. And we're going to go with Don Ricks and Billy Gaines and I Want to Be Holding You.
I'd say it all over again, 'cause I love you even more than I did back then. Looking back on the memories made, baby, all I can say is I'm hoping for at least a million more. Life's had so many twists and turns. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. But no matter what we're going through, you've got me and I've got you. Forever and always I will be the shoulder you can lean on to. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I just know I wanna be holding you.
My true north, when everything's going south. The future, I'm wrapping my faith around. Your kiss is just as sweet as a day that God gave you to me. You're my best friend, and you have always been, yeah. Life's had so many twists and turns. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. No matter what we're going through, you got me and I've got you. Forever and always I will be the shoulder you can lean on to. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I just know I wanna be holding. Life's had so many twists and turns. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. But no matter what we're going through, you've got me and I've got you. Forever and always I will be the shoulder you can lean on to. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I don't know what tomorrow holds.
Now that looks like it was a fun video to shoot.
It was. Justine Glazer was our producer for the vocals, but she also was the one who did the video for us as well. And it was a lot of fun. We got to change clothes and again, he and I barely knew each other, but we looked like we knew each other pretty well, but we barely knew each other. It was just a very nice chemistry, and again, the song was so beautiful. We just wanted something simple, just to showcase the words, the message. And it did. It got me choked up. I hadn't watched that video for quite a while, and I was like getting all emotional.
I see you. Like want to give you like a hug. Like, so it's very sweet. Is it one of those songs that when it's good, and when it's bad, you still have to sing it? Yep. I've had those songs. So it's hard when you write something. It's like Roxanne, Sting has to over and over and over and over and over a million times, So
yeah, it was good. And it's a timeless song, so it's just one of those ones that, again, did you get my point when I was like, send it to someone that you care about, you'll earn brownie points forever?
Right.
But just the words alone, saying what I said, I'd say all over again, just that means a lot.
Yeah. And we all want to find that person we want to send it to. Exactly. Right now I need painkillers, so it's okay.
Right? I'm like, yes, as soon as you
everybody, no matter who you are, find your song to listen to.
Oh my gosh. A friend of mine said, you know what, Dawn, on your social media, you should put painkiller, apply within. I was like, oh my gosh, can you imagine the responses someone would get? That's crazy, but it is kind of funny, And then I have some guy friends who are, literally just friends. They'll be like, I'll be your painkiller, and I'm like, oh, just get out of here.
Yeah, right.
But again, sometimes when you're going through stuff, it maybe not be another person that you need. It's just it might just be to refine yourself, and do some healing and some soul searching, I guess, and kind of get yourself back out there and, just keep going.
That would be a fun video to do. Painkillers, like a real blown out video. Have like a booth. People applying.
That would be great. Like, that would definitely be great. You could do a serious one, and then you could do one that was just kind of like a parody almost of it, which would be hysterical. Yeah. That would be great.
I've done some videos like that because I love shooting video. Like, that's my jam. Like, I love shooting videos, and I've done some really fun ones. I shot around castles and, stuff like that. We just did a bunch in Costa Rica.
What's interesting to me is, for me, sometimes writing, like sometimes I will actually visualize a video before I actually construct the song. Do you know what I mean? Like I tend to do that. Like I visualize it, and then I come up with all these words. Some would say I write a flippin' novel. I need to learn to cut it down. And then I usually try to find someone. I used to try to find someone who would help me structure that and put it together. But I'm learning quickly that I need to, take off about 90% of the verbiage. But again, it all starts with that visual. Like, I want to be able to see it. And I'm hoping that on songs that I record that I've written or co-written, I'm hoping that the person listening can actually visualize what I'm saying.
That's a great point. Your dog can be a painkiller. It doesn't even have to be a person.
Absolutely.
I so agree. I have an African gray parrot too. I have a dog and a bird that just are my painkillers. But my friend said that to me because I always have a concept for my videos. Like, I always know exactly where I want it to go. And I said, they come simultaneously, the chorus of the song, and I visualize exactly where I want things to go and fall.
Yeah. I
No.
wish I had a huge budget, because I would do a video to every single song that I've written or recorded. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that this far, but oh yes, I mean, I had one written out, the whole entire thing written out for Tennessee Miles. For Painkiller, before I even recorded the song, I already knew what certain scenes I wanted in it, and I love that aspect of it. I wouldn't, every year I set goals for myself. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't kind of pull a little more towards that creative side of
You
me.
know what? It doesn't take much to pull together a video. Number one, yeah, I'm always surprised when I'm shooting video. I'm like, oh, does somebody want to shoot in a video, like jump around? Everybody will. I needed a door. I drove around my town until I found a great door, knocked on the door, and I said, I'm not crazy. I just need this door. Can I jump around your? Everyone says yes, and I will literally turn on a camera remotely and start jumping around the camera.
Nice.
What I do is I'll put a couple bucks for a good editor.
Right.
And when a song comes together.
Well, that's good to know. So now you and I can collaborate.
Definitely.
And we're not that far away from each other.
No, we are not. The person, my partners for Artist Edge Collective, that actually have shot the last 3 videos. The dance that's up for ISA. They're out. One's in Denver, one's in St. Louis. So we got to bring them together. But I have people who will shoot. So it's a lot of fun. I love doing video. All right.
I think it's great. I love watching. Back in the day when we had all the music television and it was a big deal. I mean, I'm talking years ago. If I mentioned a few of the songs, half of the listeners would be like, what? And then I would be telling my age, but we lived off of that. Music videos was the bomb. Like, we were dressing like them, dancing like them, reenacting their video. I mean, the whole nine. Like,
get back,
it was a big deal.
Videos and not whatever stupid stuff they're doing now. I don't know.
Right.
So don't tell me. We're winding down here. What's next? What are you up to? Where can we find you?
Well, social media wise, you can find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Rick Singer or /Dawn Rick's Music. I'm on Instagram.
RIX for Rick.
RIX. I always say it's like Trick Cereal, but minus the T. Yeah. So it's DAWNRIX. And then Twitter or X, whatever it's called these days, I'm Rick Explosion. I also have a website, which is www.dawnrix.com. And you can find me on there, but I'm pretty much a Facebook person, only because it's more convenient for me, because I also have a salon page, and most of my networking crew is within the Facebook bunch. So that's probably where I am. And I encourage listeners to please do that. Like, reach out to me. I love to connect. I like to take fans and friends and even enemies along with me on the journey, because it's important. For me, I like to think that I can inspire someone else or motivate them, or, just kind of enlighten their day, I guess. I don't know. But I love to interact. And I think, we may do a lot of things on our own, but it's not really on our own. We do rely on the support of our friends, like for our votes or just to love our music. And, if you're out there listening, something you can do, it doesn't cost you a dime. Right. Encourage your friends to go after their dreams, go after your own, share their pages, like their stuff, stream their things, attend a venue, tip them every now and then if you can, just show them some love. And that it takes 20 seconds of your day. You're going to be scrolling through, and you're probably going to be watching several TikTok videos that, you're getting a chuckle out of. But, for every 3 that you scroll through, go like your friend's page or share her song or his song or whatever. And just know that you're never too old to create another dream or to go after it. I mean, last year, right around the end of the year, I was able to publish my children's book. Yes, you can. It's out on Amazon.com. I was able to go back to college and graduate from WVU with my associate's degree. This far away from my bachelor's, I just had one class I had to finish to get the daggone associate's degree. But anyway, I was able to do that. I was able to get on the billboard and to win awards. And there were a lot of things like that all came to fruition. But I worked my fanny off. And so you may go months and days and even years sometimes. And really I posted something today, I believe it said, it's all in the seeds that you plant. That's where the success is, not necessarily, what kind of comes to life. Does that make sense? It's like, it's all in the seeds that you're planting. And that's important in everyday life, but believe in you. And if you don't, borrow my belief in you. And it's just as powerful.
That's so wonderful, Dawn. It really is. It really is. A lot of people say it, but I know it's coming from the heart. And I see you on social media. I see you on social media. I know you support other artists. Yeah,
I believe that you can doubt your doubts, but never doubt your faith. And if there's one thing you can remember that, because doubt your doubts all you want, but just never doubt your faith. And again, that all comes as part of believing. And it's very hard. We are harder on ourselves than people are on us. And so we need to kind of tune out that kind of stuff and kind of tune in and really start manifesting the positivity in your life so it comes to life, basically. And don't get me wrong, everything's not peaches and butterflies in my world, I promise you. But I always say no complaints. Sometimes it's just the reality of things. Yeah. And never take things for granted. I mean, I could get on here, I could talk for hours on inspiring stuff, but it seems to always be easier to lift someone else's spirits, or to give advice rather than take your own. But by doing so, by helping someone else or encouraging someone else, it actually does fill that void in your heart. Mm-hmm. And so even just a simple invite on a radio show like this made my day.
Oh, so. I'm glad I made your day. That makes me smile.
Yeah, it did. And other artists should take advantage of the opportunity. It's nice. It's a nice little break. You're getting to talk to someone who understands the business and who's willing to showcase what you're doing and just to share. And that's really all it's about, And one thing I do want to leave saying, because it's so important, not everything you do, not every song you write, not every song you put out or you sing is meant, not everyone's going to like it. And that is okay, because it's not meant for everyone. The message you are delivering will go to the ears that are supposed to receive it. If one person receives it, your mission is accomplished.
Right. And we're going to end on that note. Sit tight, Dawn. I'll be right back with you.
No problem.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank
Dawn,
you.
I'm so grateful that you spent this time with me tonight. We're going to be back here on the ranch next Monday, so I hope you all join us.
See you later.
I'm on the road, don't know where it goes. I'm on the road, follow your heart, it won't let you down. Follow your heart, take the steps beyond